The number of Bitcoin outstanding right now is a little over 19.5 million. The maximum number we will ever see is 21 million. So this scarce asset is getting scarcer, and institutions have not even gotten involved yet in any big way.
The Bitcoin price has erased its 2022 price crash, climbing to over $70,000 per Bitcoin, though the Federal Reserve may have created a perfect storm for the Bitcoin price. Now, as traders bet Bitcoin's looming halving could cause price chaos, claims of a Wall Street Bitcoin ETF leak have triggered wild social media speculation that a Bitcoin price game changer is just around the corner.
I do believe that the SEC giving the green light has encouraged institutions to think carefully about it and have a point of view. So we're in the learning phase right now, and I think over time that this movement into this new asset class will continue to push up the price.
Banking giant Morgan Stanley wants, quote, to be the first wirehouse to fully approve the Bitcoin ETFs, an influential, anonymous Bitcoin commentator posted to X, claiming without evidence to have spoken to several Morgan Stanley executives and adding it's interesting that global banks are talking about Bitcoin ETFs as a race. Total inflows into the near dozen new spot Bitcoin ETFs this week hit 12.2 billion, according to CoinGlass data, led by the world's largest asset manager BlackRock and investment giant Fidelity. Last week, a leak suggested a Hong Kong spot Bitcoin ETF could be about to trigger a China Bitcoin price boom. Last month, the chief investment officer at Bitcoin ETF issuer Bitwise, Matt Hogan, predicted wirehouses opening up Bitcoin ETFs to retail investors.
Now, many people are saying, well, wait a minute, isn't Bitcoin a hedge against inflation? Isn't that the reason to own it? Why are you such a big proponent of it when you think there's actual deflation happening? When we took our first exposure to Bitcoin in 2015, it was $250, and traditional asset managers and others in the ETF space were making fun of that decision. And so we paid very close attention to the daily moves. And at the time, Greece was threatening to leave the European Union. And we were worried about a relapse into the European sovereign debt crisis. Well, if you were watching Bitcoin very carefully back then, you saw it nudged up every time that there was a flare up around Greece. And that gave us confidence that Bitcoin might be a risk-off asset as well as a risk-on asset. And that was confirmed last year during the regional bank crisis, when regional banks imploded and Bitcoin went up 40 to 50%. So I think this recognition, I think that realization that Bitcoin is not only a risk-on asset, a technology, as technology is, but it is a risk-off asset in terms of counterparty risk. There's no counterparty risk here like there is in the banking system.
But remember to follow the channel as we give you the latest in the crypto world. And don't forget to like the video and leave a comment telling us what you think. Now, let's get back to the video. Wall Street giants Citi, Goldman Sachs, UBS, and Citadel Securities have joined JP Morgan and Jane Street as authorized participants for BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF, according to a Securities and Exchange Commission. Bitcoin ETF authorized participants can create and redeem shares of the ETF, exchanging them for either a corresponding basket of securities or cash. The banks getting involved mean that, quote, big-time firms now want piece of action and or are now okay being publicly associated with this, Balkunas posted to X.
The SEC lawsuit was planned. Everybody was in on it. You guys think about this. For 2 entire cycles now, the prices of XRP have been stifled at every turn. Price spike after the ETF approval. Wait, actually, let's even go back. Price spike in 2020, killed in December by the XRP lawsuit. Bitcoin price spike after being cleared not a security. Crushed right afterwards. Bitcoin's price spike after the ETF news. Bitcoin plunges. XRP goes back down. XRP rips a green candle out of nowhere on a Sunday afternoon. Whale Watch misreports several XRP transactions totaling more than the entirety of the entire XRP supply were sent in a few transactions.
There are many theories floating around XRP, but where can we see the price heading? For around 2 years, the price of XRP has been hovering around the 40 to 80 cent area, with many social media users praising the coin and others sharing FUD over the XRP stance. Now, as crypto having data suggests the Bitcoin price could be in for its biggest month yet, XRP developer Ripple's chief executive Brad Garlinghouse has predicted the crypto market could double again before the end of 2024.
Huge XRP stablecoin news yesterday. The VIX was in. The big banks, the institutions, the XRP whales, they wanted you to sell. The big money has been accumulating for 60 years now. I don't think that was entirely the plan the whole time. But they're waiting for you for the day that you give up. This FUD about an appeal of the SEC case recently, Charles Gasparino going around telling everybody he's going to get appealed or the SEC will stop at nothing. Guys, that is false. That is fake. That is not real. The FUD about an appeal of the SEC case ruling XRP no security, unlikely. Has nobody pointed out the extreme obvious here for the XRP army and beyond? The US government, specifically the SEC, is in quite the pickle with XRP that no one sees. You guys are too focused on the XRP riddlers and the crazy stuff they say. They told you everybody. They told everybody. XRP would moon because FedNow was using it. And the rest of us were laughing at them. They missed the plot. They missed it, guys. They missed it. But wait a second. Maybe we missed the plot, and maybe they did too. The plot was not the price of XRP would moon because the government was using it with the FedNow payment system. The plot was the case would end in July of 2023 from 2022 on. The bull run was over. From a first-hand witness account, by the way, Ripple was offered a settlement in the fall of 2021, as I predicted, and it was turned down. No details on the how or the who or why or what on that. First-hand words from Brad Garlinghouse to someone I know in real life. 1 degree of separation, first-hand testimony and account of that. Someone I trust. It's not Mr. X, it's a normal person I know in crypto. Then, the bull run was finished after that, guys. After they turned down the settlement, the bull run was over. It was September, October, November-ish. We know it was the fall. It was done. The Braves won the World Series and Bitcoin peaked. Okay, it was a great time in my life. The bull run was finished. It was too late to reverse the XRP price action. Even if the case did end at this point, it was over. So the end of this plan would now be July of 2023. This is when the SEC got the final rejection, and XRP was declared, at least for retail investors for sure, to not be considered a security. And coincidentally,
Securities and Exchange Commission remains locked in a long-running legal battle with Ripple over the sale of XRP. This month, it was reported the SEC is seeking a $2 billion fine against the company, though Garlinghouse has said he expects the settlement to be in the millions of dollars. Now, as crypto having data suggests the Bitcoin price could be in for its biggest ever month, XRP developer Ripple's chief executive Brad Garlinghouse has predicted the crypto market could double again before the end of 2024. Last week, Ripple shocked the crypto market when it was announced it would be creating its own dollar-pegged stablecoin this year, expected to launch on the XRP ledger and the Ethereum blockchain. So what do you think will happen with XRP?